The renewal of the moon can never be less than 29 days and a half, and 2/3 of the hour, and 73 parts of the minute. Let's calculate. After we calculate 29 days, we all know what it is. In a half, it's 12 hours. And 2/3 of the hour, it's 40 minutes, 2/3 of the hour. And 73 parts of the minute. After the calculation, we receive 29.53059. That's the calculation of the Torah. Now let's review what the scientific world has to say about the minimal cycle of the moon according to their research and measurement. Let's see, in front of me there's a page from NASA, and they published this. It's called Earth-Moon System, the cycle and the comparison between the Earth and the Moon. NASA came with an amazing number, which is 29.530588. 5 digits after the decimal point. The Torah say 530590. They say 530588, which means 2/10,000 of a second difference. Take a second, divide it to 10,000 pieces. Take 2 pieces out, that's the difference between NASA and the Torah. Now NASA is with satellites, with thousands of employees, with billions of dollars budgets over the years. They came to a brilliant calculation which is very close to the exact number. The Torah, in a primitive generation, there was no technology, no satellites, no mega computer, no ways to measure the movements of all the stars. The Torah gave us the number just as a gift. This is what it is. Who told us? The creator of the moon. The Germans in 1965 in Berlin, they updated the number, and they are closer to the number of the Torah. In their calculation, they came up with a number that now it's the difference right now is 1/10,000 of a second, which means take a second divided by 10,000, take 1 piece out. That's the difference between the Torah and the German research. The question is, do you think there's even a slight of a chance that a person 2,000 or actually 3,320 years ago when we received the Torah, that's where the source comes from, anybody was able to even dream about writing a number with 6 digits after the decimal points? There was no even calculator, no calculators until 30, 40 years ago. Who could have known such brilliant calculation of the moon to such an exact number with no technology like today? Do you think a person was able to write such a thing? The answer, absolutely not. It's all divine information. As I move on to the next proof, and the next proof is speaking about the sun. We know that the temperature in the center of the sun is 15 million Celsius, 15 million degrees Celsius. As slowly we go towards the edge of the sun, the temperature drops to 2 million degrees Celsius. And the sun has a shell, like an orange has a shell. Inside the shell of the sun, the temperature is 2 million degrees Celsius. Outside of the shell, it's only 6,000 degrees Celsius. A tremendous drop. And it's very interesting because the distance between the center of the sun to the edge of the sun, it's much, much longer than between the inside of the shell to the outside of the shell. The shell absorbs all the radiation to protect Earth from burning. It's very interesting. So when we review the Torah says in the Midrash, in the oral Torah, the sun has a cover. That's appeared in Bereshit Rabbah. It's a part of the Midrash, chapter 6. And the Midrash speaking about a verse in Tehillim, in King David's book. And this is what, it's in chapter 19, verse 5. Psalms, and it says, God put the sun inside a cover, and the Torah says that this cover protecting us from burning. Now remember, when we look at the sun, there's no way to see in the sun that the sun has a cover. It looks like a round ball of fire. Nobody can see a shell. Today, with the technology that we have, with different machinery, we are able to detect that. The scientist, Dr. Vidal, a major astronomer in a Greenwich British agency, this is what he writes in his book, The Army of Heaven. Those layers that surround the sun absorb all the radiation that comes from the center of the sun. This is what we call the cover. If this radiation will get to Earth, even for 1 second, it will burn the entire place immediately. So it's very interesting, because today they know that there is a shell, there's a cover. The question, who could have known 3,000 years ago to write such a thing in a book? Unless if you receive it from the Creator himself. I move to the next proof.